Warriors, good morning. It's Coach JV, your top health and mindset coach in the world. Remember, what you believe in your heart, you think in your mind, will eventually become your words and become your reality. I'm excited to be with you guys. And today, we're going to start to go in a series today, tomorrow, and Saturday on an exit strategy. Now, why is an exit strategy so important? We're going to dive deep in that in this video. But first of all, make sure you like, subscribe, comment. You can also follow me on Instagram at CoachJV_. My podcast, the Coach JV Podcast, 900 podcast, motivation podcast, 8 to 12 minutes. You can find that anywhere. I'm the guy who says, don't believe a word I say. I'm teaching you how to fish. If you give a man or woman a fish, they eat for a day. You give them a fishing pole, they eat for a lifetime. If you teach them how to farm, they will feed a nation. Now, today we're going to do a simple video around exit strategies. We're going to talk about the concept of why you should be thinking about an exit strategy. Then tomorrow we're going to go deeper into my plan on how I'm doing it. I'm not a financial advisor. How I'm dollar cost averaging out of the market in my altcoins as we go into what I believe is going to be the Bitcoin pullback or the altcoin crash, which follows a market cycle. And then on Saturday, we're going to talk about what are some strategies. What can you do? What can you do with the money that you pull back, right? Because there's a lot of things to think about. Now, remember, none of this is financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. I'm just documenting my journey into the quantum financial system. I have a lot of experience, 12 years in banking, became a vice president of bank, CBA executive banking school, and I know how to scale banks from the ground up. So I know a lot about the banking infrastructure and the rails that we're running on that need to be changed as we move into from industrial to technical into the new fourth industrial revolution. So we're going to watch this quick video from Michael Saylor, who is explaining how Bitcoin is dominating. Now, Bitcoin is dominating. So as you're looking for an exit strategy, you have to understand the power of Bitcoin. Bitcoin is going to move the market, right? I'm not heavily invested in Bitcoin. I do leverage trading with Bitcoin, but I'm a dollar cost averaging into Ethereum. That's what I'm doing. That's my game plan. Doesn't mean it's right for you, but listen to what Michael Saylor says. You have to understand market cap. That's really, really important, because as your crypto portfolio goes up, it's going to come back down, and you have to know how to get profits. Okay, so we're going to watch this video first, and I'm going to walk you through the market cycle and share with you where I think we're headed.
Would Bitcoin ever be replaced by some other crypto?
I think there's about zero chance of that. Bitcoin would be the most successful thing you've ever seen in your life. It took Microsoft 44 years to be $1 trillion. It took Apple 42 years to be $1 trillion network. It took Amazon 24 years to be $1 trillion network. It took Google 22 years to be $1 trillion network. It took Bitcoin 12 years to become $1 trillion network. And there's nothing else. There is no other $1 trillion network. So what you have is a decentralized digital network, which is in essence transforming analog money or analog assets to digital assets. It's global. It's running everywhere on the earth, and it has been growing. It was growing at 200% a year for a decade until March of 2020. And in March of 2020, that monetary fire that was burning at 200% a year hit the pandemic. And the rate of currency expansion increased by a factor of 3. We went from expanding the money supply at 7% a year to expanding the money supply at 24% a year. We're looking at the money supply expanding at 15% a year or more for the next 4 to 8 years. So how do you feed a monetary fire? And the answer is you pour money on it. Right. And so the macroeconomics are driving this network to grow faster. The network, it accelerated. It was growing 200% a year. Now it's growing 400+% a year. Okay, again, give me an example of anything this scale that ever grew 400% a year. And in terms of inertia, the $1 trillion is $1 trillion of monetary energy. That means you've got more than 100 million people that have $1 trillion invested in this brand. This is the only brand in the history of the world. It's $1 trillion brand, right? It's like think about the value of Coca-Cola as the brand. In the minds of 100 million plus people, you have this idea and it's worth $1 trillion. How are you going to rip that idea out of people's heads? 100 million people, thousands and thousands of companies, huge amounts of energy, a huge amount of inertia. This is the base layer digital asset network that they're all focusing upon. And so as they build their technology around it, like Square and PayPal, and as they invest in it, like Tesla, and as the message spreads, that's a lot more energy and a lot more momentum than any company or any other brand or any other idea I've seen. I think 10,000 companies or 10,000 projects of
All right, so this is powerful, warriors. So I want you to think about some of the things that he said. The brand, the brand, the brand. When people talk about cryptocurrency, they talk about Bitcoin, right? And then Elon Musk put Dogecoin on the map. I remember a couple months ago, I was sitting at the barbershop about a month and a half ago, and everybody was talking about cryptocurrency at every single chair. They weren't talking about XRP. They weren't talking about ADA. They weren't talking about I'm trying to think, Polkadot, right? Or Cosmos. They were talking about Bitcoin and Dogecoin. So what's going to happen is there's going to be a lot of people that don't understand the game that are going to come flooding into the market. Okay, now there's a couple things that are going to happen. I'm going to show you the market cycle. So this will be the first phase of a 3 series on an exit strategy. So what's going to happen is the FOMO is going to start. Fear of missing out. People are going to come flooding into the marketplace. Okay, they're going to be coming for Bitcoin. And when they get to Bitcoin, by the time this really starts to flood, it's going to be 60, 70, 80, could be 6 figures. And that's what's going to drive the FOMO, because people are going to be talking about it going, holy crap, did you see Bitcoin's over $100,000? And so people are going to rush like the gold rush into Bitcoin. Now you have to understand, people are like, well, my altcoins are going to dominate. Most cryptos are not going to be Bitcoin. The only one that has a chance to even dominate or give a Bitcoin a run for its money is Ethereum, right? So your altcoins are going to be dominated by Bitcoin's movement. You have to understand that. So if you're obsessed with your altcoins like I am, you have to also understand what Bitcoin is doing within the marketplace. Because when Bitcoin goes up, the dominance goes up, right? It pushes down the altcoins a little bit. When Bitcoin dominance comes down, that means the money's flooding into the alt space. But at some point, and we're thinking around September, the back end of September, Bitcoin's going to go parabolic, just like it did in the market cycle. Then it's going to come crashing down, and then your altcoins are going to go up, and then they're going to come crashing down. And if you do not have an exit strategy, you're going to be caught holding your bags for a long period of time. So I'm going to break down the simplistic terms around my exit strategy and what I'm doing. And now the key is just discipline. It's a moving target. It changes at all times. So that is basically what's happening with Bitcoin. Michael Saylor had a meeting with over 10,000 CEOs. Tesla invested in Bitcoin. You have PayPal allowing you to use and sell Bitcoin. You got all these apps now are allowing you to use Bitcoin. It is going to be complete mainstream adoption by the end of this year. Now, what I believe is that it's going to take till about 2025. People are like, oh, they're going to hit a switch and we're moving into the quantum financial system. It's already being built out, warriors. This is going to be slowly and methodically that this is being built out. We're not going to just hit a switch and you're going to wake up on, March or April 26th, and all of a sudden you're in the quantum financial system. It's going to take a little bit of time, warriors. It's going to take some time for us to get into the new quantum financial system. So as you go through this timeline, do you want to pull some profits? Do you want to build generational wealth? So you have to know the game. So I want to share with you guys this market cycle here, okay? So this is important to understand. So I want to show you guys some stuff really quickly. Okay, so take a look at this market cycle. So hopefully you guys can see it clearly on my screen here. Okay, so we went through a long period of bear cycle, right? The bear cycle is disbelief, depression. Some people got caught holding the bags as it crashed down in 2017. CryptoCito was a great example. He shared his story behind that. He made a bunch of money, then boom, it came crashing down. And there was a lot of people holding the bags. And when Bitcoin hit $20,000 last year, a lot of those people sold off because of their frustration. Now, the key is, warriors, if you do miss the top, it's probably best just to hold if you're in a good fundamental cryptocurrency that's going to solve the world. And that's one thing I want to stop for just a moment. The reason why I have a strict exit strategy for a couple reasons. Number one is I'm dollar cost averaging into Ethereum. I believe in Ethereum. I feel it's going to be a massive price appreciation. I feel it's going to it chases Bitcoin, right? But also I have a lot of altcoins. Some of my altcoins I have 100% exit position on, okay? And some of them I have a 50% exit position on. And so I'll share a little bit more in detail as we go into Friday and Saturday on these videos, or if you're watching them back to back in the series, okay? So now I want to share with you why. Because here we went through a big, long depression, okay? Went into disbelief. Everybody's like, the market's never coming back. Never. It follows cycles, words. It is going to follow a cycle. And what's happening is almost exactly like they said. It's pumping like crazy. We had a little alt season, a Bitcoin season in January, or January, the first quarter. And now it may pull back just a little bit. We're going to see another alt season come in. But the bull run is here, warriors. And what's going to happen is on the back end around September, the back end of September, you're going to see a lot of moving from belief to thrill and then what's called euphoria. Okay. Now, this is important to understand. Euphoria is when everybody's talking about it. Your grandma's talking about Bitcoin. You're at the barbershop, they're talking to Bitcoin. All the bros are talking about it at the fitness place with bench press. They're like, oh, are you trading Bitcoin, right? And so people are going to start rushing in to buy Satoshis because most people aren't going to be able to afford 100,000, 150,000, maybe a $200,000 Bitcoin at that point. Now, here's the exciting thing. As that hits euphoria, okay, or here's the scary thing, excuse me. As we move from disbelief to euphoria, you know that it's going to come sliding down the back end at some point. And if you don't have a game plan in place, you're going to get really excited. You're going to be bragging about your profits. And all of a sudden, you're going to come sliding down the back end of this from euphoria. And then you're going to get complacency. And then boom, you're going to get angry. And then you're going to have denial. And you're going to sell somewhere around here and lose profits. So that's why an exit strategy is very, very important. Okay, so as the crypto is going up, I hit two of my exit strategies already. One was Engine, one was ADA. I'm pulling as people are starting to get belief because I hit a first target. Okay, and I'm gonna explain that in the next video and in the next video to follow. Okay, but I just wanted to share with you guys where we're at in the market cycle. I believe we're starting to get into belief and thrill. People are getting really excited about it. Jim Cramer's talking about it. So Time Magazine had an article out or a job posting for a CFO that has Bitcoin acumen. Jim Cramer is bragging about his crypto portfolio, right? How it's exploding right now. So your parents now, the baby boomers, are now hearing this information. The guy from Forbes magazine did an article on how digital currency could save our economy. They are printing money into oblivion. They're literally crashing the economy, right? We're in fractional reserves and we're in a lending environment. We're in a zombie economy. There's so much stimulus in the economy that most businesses are propped up by stimulus. So there's a lot of different factors happening. That's why I think it's going to be the biggest bull run in history. But also, I believe in my paradigm, it's going to pull back. That's why I have an exit strategy, but also a strategy to hold some of my cryptos and long-term holds just in case there is a super cycle because of all the different factors playing in. So I wanted to kind of get the ball rolling with us and share with you guys that this is where we're heading. We have to have an exit strategy in place. Now, you can just be a long-term holder. That's a great way to do it. You can hold long-term through the bear market, but you got to have diamond hands. You got to hold on, warriors. But here's the thing. A lot of people are rushing into the crypto space to get rich. If you don't understand the fundamentals of money, you don't understand economics, you don't have a subconscious mind programmed for wealth, you will make quick money, you will lose it very quickly. Okay, so the key is when you make money within this market is learn how to multiply that money. Learn how to buy blood in the streets. So for example, as the crypto market goes up, I'm going to be pulling profits into stable coins or some into fiat to have in a cash position. After capital gains taxes, I'm going to be looking at buying the blood in the streets if the stock market crashes. Looking at real estate. If real estate pulls back, I'll be buying real estate. Everything I do or the cash that goes out, the fiat that goes out is going to go into an asset that's going to produce income back, gold and silver, right? So we want to make sure that you understand the game so you can't be played, warriors, because everybody's going to tell you how to make money in the crypto space, tell you how to get rich, but how the hell do you maintain that and how do you continue that? So I'm a man of God. I read the Bible. I love the Bible. And it says to multiply your money, right? What happened to the person? What happened to the person in the Bible that buried their money? You know the story. If you know it, comment down below. You need to multiply your money. You don't want to be scarce with your money. So this is the first of 3 videos around exit strategy and importance. Now, if you want to join one of the best communities in crypto, mindset, and fitness, only community that has crypto, mindset, and fitness, click the link down below. We go over exit strategies. We go over my exact portfolio, crypto calls, a community that is like no other that helps each other grow into quantum financial system, but you'll be around like-minded people. So if you're at this point, at this video, you're probably like-minded just like me. You're someone who wants to break free from the system, create freedom for your family, but you have to surround yourself with those types of people. One of the biggest principles in Think and Grow Rich is mastermind. So imagine a mastermind that you work out with us, nutrition, subconscious mind programming, goal setting, vision board creation, my exact subconscious mind program, Inner Wealth, exact access to my portfolio, not a financial advice, not financial advice, exit strategy, detailed exit strategy, but we're going to help you rise, warriors. So this is number one of 2 videos coming out the next 2 days to help you build a good exit strategy. Warriors, rise. Let's go.